Alright, got our new timing chain here. Go ahead and open it up. Take it out of the box. And of course I gotta wrap it in more plastic. Compare it to our old one. Yeah. I don't know if you guys can see the difference there or not, but we've got significant sag compared to this chain. I don't know if you guys can see or not. See, there's the old one behind it, and this one is not as long. That old chain is wore out. Next, take you a piece of string. Don't matter. I'm using an old piece of speaker wire, but fish this down the cover here. Lift that up out of your way. Fish that down till you see it. Pull it out through the light right there, and then take your new timing chain. And tie your string, wire, whatever you're using to it. That'll help you fish it back up through the case. Sometimes it's a little easier said than done. Alright. Take said wire or something, wrap it up on something. Let's get that old timing chain out of the way. Wrap it up on something, kind of keep that chain lifted up. Up out of your way, and then let's see about getting it over the sprocket. Alright, there's one side. Alright, we apparently have her. I can keep some tension on it. Alright. Alright, she's seated on the teeth. Alright, next we want to get our cam gear. You guys see everything pretty well. We want to get our cam gear. Have that ready. Go ahead and remove your string or whatever you're using. Just keep a hold of your chain. You don't want it to fall back down in the case. So grab that. Don't worry about timing just yet. Fish the gear in and around your thing here. This is a little trickier than said done. Especially when you got big fingers. Cam Land gears in place with said timing chain. Let's go ahead and put the cam bolt in so it don't fall back out. And make sure you have it on the right way, guys. My apologies. I've got it on backwards. Yeah, make sure the timing notch is forward. Really help. Now take your bolt and put it back in. There we go. We just want to do that to keep everything in place for the moment. Okay. Alright, we are pretty much done in the lower end of the case here. I'm just cleaning out a little sludge for the moment. You know, nothing too big. Alright, next we want to go ahead and slide the flywheel and one-way gear back on. You should be able to do this in as one unit, if I remember correctly. Alright, there, it locked on the keyway. Now, when I started this, I had this engine close to top dead center. On this flywheel, you will see a T. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to get you guys to see on there, but there's an inspection hole on this cover. And I can already tell you that it is not lined up. We're lined up at the top for timing, but that little T is not in the window. So we know the top currently is. So let's take this cam bolt back out. And we do not want to rotate the cam because the cam should be currently at top dead center. The line matches the notch in the top of the case. I don't see if you can tell if you guys can see it or not, but it is currently lined up. So the top end is where it should be for timing. The lower end isn't. So let's go ahead and take this gear off, and let's rotate this lower. Let's see approximately where this is. No, we're still off. We need it approximately. Yeah. Sorry about that. Flywheel decided it didn't want to come and stick to the. Yeah. Flywheel decided it didn't want to come and stick to the magnet. That happens, you can just pull it off. Try to make sure your hands are clean. Ow. There. Let's try it again. Okay, we want to be somewhere right in here with this T, so let's go ahead and pop the chain off of the sprocket here. Like I said, the cam is in between currently, so we're currently not touching anything. Right there should be top dead center. On compression stroke, let's rotate. Attempt to rotate. Piggly wiggly. Till our T is roughly right in there. Now then, that is approximately where it should be. Let's get this chain sprocket in here. All right, our pointer is off, so again, don't want to drop this chain. This may take several tries. Sometimes it's like it. have no play this way. We are supposedly on top dead center, but I think we are going to be a couple teeth off. Yeah, looks like we may be. No? We might be good, fellers. Let's kind of just set this up here and eyeball. That actually looks almost dead on for where the porthole is. So that should be top dead center for the valves, because they weren't touching in this location. And this is pointed at top dead center. And we have no slack on this, or which side is it? I want to say... we may be some teeth off, because it looks like we have slack on this side of the chain. It's hard to tell without the tensioner in. We may just go ahead and slide that tensioner in. And see where everything lines up. Like I said, some of this is a little trial and error to get it just so. And I think I got the tensioner in backwards. Try this way. Yeah, there it is. We don't want to snug it down or nothing. We just want to snug, or we do just want to snug it. Just in a way we can put some tension on this chain and see where we are. I'm kind of sure we're a couple tooth or so off, but we'll find out. Slide the spring and center nut back in. Man, I might be putting up a little bit more of a fight than before. Alright, let's see. Alright, we want to make sure that stays where it is. Put your 10 bolt back in. We don't want to tighten none of this up just yet. We're checking timing. We don't want nothing to move. All right. We know top dead center is roughly right there. We're a little bit before. Sometimes it's a little hard because of the balance shaft. So yeah. We look like we're still lined up at the top. We're lined up at the bottom. Now, what you want to do is turn the engine over a few revolutions. Oh, if you can. That may be tough. Try not to cut yourself. Alright, there's one. And on compression. And we are back, lined up at the top, and we look like we are lined up at the bottom. And we have no play in this chain, if you guys can see. Before we had all that play, yeah, we can barely move that chain. I would say we are in time. Next is, make sure there's no dirt and debris. You should replace this gasket, but like I said, in my infinite wisdom, I did not order one. So this gasket doesn't look too bad. If it leaks later, I'll replace it again. I'll go back and replace it. But for the moment, it's as is. So we're apparently in time. There's a T and an F on this these flywheels. F is for forward of time, or forward T. It kind of lets you know it's coming up. But let's go ahead and get the cover back on. Make sure this is on its key, which it does appear to be. That sometimes happens too. The flywheel decided it wanted to come with it. So now it is no longer seated to, I am assuming, yep, there's your balance shaft. Once again, I'm going to pull that out and starter gear. Make sure that is seated. So again, let's get this starter or flywheel out of the stator. I believe it is seated. All right. Just to try and seat this real quick, let's put the bolt in it and hit it with a nugga-dugga. See if we can't seat this flywheel temporarily. Yeah, just be careful doing stuff like this. Ain't necessarily the right way, but I don't feel like fiddling with it. And I guess it would probably help if I had the right size socket, which I don't think I do. It's usually the way it goes. just throw the crescent on here and just give it a couple snugs. Wet slides all the way back on that key. So I'm taking this back off. Rotate this back. Make sure we are still where we need to be. It shouldn't have moved. Nope. Right. Hopefully now the flywheel is going to stay where it's supposed to when we can get this cover on. Alright. Let's try it again with the cover. Again, oh, there we go. Looks like we're all the way seated back. Cases are synced up. You guys still watching? Yes, yes you are. All right. All right. We know this is a long bolt right there. We know this one is a short. Or that doesn't go to that, my bad. This one is a short. A short. These three in the front are shorts. We know that one there's a long. And we know this one here is a short. That should be all the short ones. Then you should have 3 long ones left. Or 4 long ones, my bad. Which should be right here. Right here. And then the 2, well, the one that hides in here somewhere, right there. And then the one on the very bottom. That should be all of them. See about opening this porthole here, getting a look. Seeing if we are within the window of the timing mark. And I don't see it. We may be off. Oh. Like I said, it may take a few tries. We're close. Whatever close means to you. But we'll go ahead and slide that back in along with this nut so we can turn the crank. Okay. Eyeballing it, don't always get it. Go for these long ones first. Make sure that they are in the long holes. And then we'll continue with timing. Okay, that one's obviously a long one. Try this one. If they start getting tight before they bottom out, it's not the hole for the long screw. That one was good. It appears that was this one. we got all the long ones in the right holes. Well, the timing mark on the top here doesn't look like it's where it was, so we might be forward a little bit. So we may still be in, we may be in time. Oh, is that one ever gonna? That's a long one. But yeah, I bought this chain online, about $10. I wasn't gonna go crazy with it because, like I said, I'm not entirely sure on what's been done, if this bike's gonna have to have a complete rebuild or not. It does sound to me, from when I turn the crank, that compression is leaking past the rings. T, top dead center. The line is lined up with the notch. We are golden. We are 100% in time. Sometimes eyeballing it does get it. Call me Eagle Eye. Yeah, I know. I watch too much Puddin's Fab Shop. Okay. Another important lesson. Start them all before you tighten any. Because we got one that don't want to start. So, let's loosen all these long ones off a turn or two. Oh. Okay, am I missing something? We have got a bolt down here that does not want to go in. And for the life of me, I do not know why. And then we got one that looks like it's the bottom, or the bottomless hole. So I guess let's go to sliding these out again, because we obviously have something wrong. The center nut. I'm not 100% sure. We'll go ahead and remove it again since we know we're in time, no matter what moves. Not sure why, but it now threads in. This one, however, looks like it's a bottomless hole. So let's swap it out with another, because obviously it must need a longer screw or longer bolt. We can judge from this one. That appears to be what it was. So we have at least one in the wrong place. Can't be right 100% of the time. We'll leave that short out and tighten up, or slowly tighten up all the others. Now let's see if we do make contact. No, we don't. We know that's a short. That one is a long, whether we want it to be or not. That one there's going to be short. That one's going to be long. It is probably this one here, it has back here, that is a short that I've got misplaced. Short. There, now they're all where they need to be. All started. Alright. Now we got everything where it needs to go. Now we can snug all these down. But yeah, I got a lot of inspiration from Puddin's Fab Shop. Love that guy. Funny as hell. I figured his crazy ass pull off a YouTube channel. Why can't I? I'm probably not as funny as the man, but do what you do. If you happen to see this pudding, thank you for watching my video. I doubt you're ever going to see it, but you know, it's out there anyway. I don't necessarily do what he does with the mini trucks. I mean, that's not really my kind of thing. I've owned a Datsun and a Ford Courier. I mean, they're fun. I just not a lowered kind of guy. I'm more of a beefed up, jacked up kind of guy. But this video is worth watching anyway, so if you're not subscribed to him, go see his channel. You might enjoy it if you like anything mechanical. You don't have to put an insane amount of torque on these guys. Just a little bit. Because it's like 5-6 foot-pounds, something like that, I think. I mean, it's not much. Go hand tight and just a little. Because it is aluminum. And you will strip out the threads in this case. cover's on. Let's go and reinsert this for the third time. Maybe. There we go. Get that back in. We'll triple check our timing. Make sure we are still where we need to be. Wrong way. Let's go this way. Pass compression or kick over. That should be 180 out from top dead center. There we go. And coming up on it, we should be reading the F or right before it. There's the F, and there's the T for top dead center. And we are lined up straight across. So we are 100% in time. Go ahead and put your little cap back on. That way no dust, debris, or anything gets in there. Sorry, I'm knocking stuff over. Next will be to tighten these. I do not currently know the foot-pounds, so I will have to look that up. But we'll go ahead and finish tightening up the cam tensioner. Again, don't take a whole lot to tighten those up. Go ahead and, if you hadn't finished screwing it all the way down, go ahead and finish that up. Okay. Get rid of a little snug. Find your, no, we can't put that on there. We can't put the two covers on. Let me stop this right here and see if I can't go find those torque specs for that. Okay, I found the torque spec for these. Apparently y'all didn't get to see anything on the lower section, my bad. This one is like 42 foot-pounds and this one's like, or no, the top one is 42 and the bottom one's 36. That's if you want to do it that way. I don't so much care. I'm going to do it the way I normally or I always do. I'm just going to hit it with an impact. Not crazy. If you have an adjustable impact, roughly number 1, number 2. That should be good. Should be good. Now with that, you should be able to start putting your covers back on. We'll start with the top cover. Fins go down. Next video will be adjusting the valves, because there's a lot of valve play that I can tell. So valves will be next. Before we try to start it again, and of course, you know, put oil in it. Make sure you put your drain bolt back in, or plug, or whatever they want to call it. Next, we want to grab your bottom cover here. Yamaha. Grab all your bolts. Like I said, if this gasket goes to leaking, I'll replace it later. I probably won't bother videotaping it. I mean, unless you guys want me to, but that's if anybody's watching this. So, put that back on. And next, we'll just pull the gas tank and adjust the valve, since we're at top dead center anyway. But that'll be next video, guys. We'll adjust the valves. We'll fill it full of oil. I'll see if I can't come up with a small stubby little filter, since we don't have a breather box. That's going to work. We'll fill it full of oil, adjust the valves, and see if we can't get it to start again. Now, if that timing chain ain't a big old floppy piece of bacon in there. Alright, thanks for watching.